Hello! This new moon is really exciting because there's such a huge stellium in Virgo. We've talked about this recently in recent weeks, but especially in the last couple of videos. This is a confluence of the Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, and Mars all in Virgo. And an event is also and all this is also opposite Neptune and Pisces. So this is such a rare event. I looked it up. The next time this is going to happen is going to be, and even then it's not quite the same degrees, it's not quite the same power, because all of these degrees are early degrees of Virgo. But this event isn't going to happen again until the year like 2668 or something crazy like that. And so I just want to say a shout out to my friend Kim, who is an awesome psychic and who helps me to click like she always does in our talks, to realize that all of this energy is opposite Neptune and Pisces too, because we haven't covered that yet. I didn't even click with that realization until we talked. And I'm going to include her contact info in the about section of this video, whether it's on Instagram or on YouTube. So if you're looking for an awesome psychic, definitely check her out. She's incredible. This is such a monumental event. Now, I do want to say, like, before we get into what this means, and again, we'll continue to explore this over the next couple days and even this next lunar cycle, because this is really about the beginning of this next lunar cycle, and or rather, this stellium, this beginning, this new moon, is about the next lunar cycle, and also in some ways is marking the beginning of a 2-year cycle, because we're dealing with Mars. And there's just so many different ways to cut this and to analyze it and to try and figure it out. But we'll get into the gist of it in a second. What was it that we were going to cover? Okay, I guess we'll just get it. Oh, no, that's what I was going to say. I just want to say that it's so often that sometimes these things are overstated. Like, oh my god, it's such a grand eclipse, or it's such a, I mean, I don't want to understate it too, and I don't want to, there are major astronomical events, but I just want to also help to give the perspective that every single day there is energy to work with. We're able to make progress every single day, and the progress that we're able to make during this time is ultimately going to come down to the foundation that we set in all of the days and all of the times and seasons and whatnot that have come in our lives before this point. So, and I think actually that's probably one of the best ways to look at this particular stellium is, it's just whenever there's a heavy concentration in one particular energy, it becomes really apparent if we as individuals are on the right track or are not on the right track, and especially in relation to that particular energy. So this is a beautiful time to figure out, okay, is my mind, is my mental habits, my behaviors having to do with my mind, are they on the right track or not? Basically, am I overthinking? Am I underthinking? Am I using my gift of analysis as a human being, which we all have, even if we don't necessarily have a lot of Gemini or Virgo or air sign energy, or even like earth sign also. That's a good way to look at logical, analytical thinking, is all of that. The air signs are kind of the more stereotypical thinking types, but earth signs are extremely thinking as well in their own way. Just less like abstract thinking, right? So, and especially with this time, this is less a like abstract thinking time of a thinking analysis, but in relation to how the mind connects with the body, connects with the outer realm. This is a beautiful opportunity to be able to reshape our neural pathways in ways of bringing more awareness to what we need to let go of, what we need to clean up, basically, or how we can build and refine even more. Honestly, during this time, I'm feeling really good. And this is a lot of analytical energy. But over the course of my life, and especially over the last, I would say, 8 years or so, since I've been studying astrology and reflecting and studying myself and trying to figure out who I am and how other people are and how the energy works and psychology works and whatnot, of course, there's always room to grow, always room to improve, and I'm really eager to do that. I'm really excited to do that. But just as an example, and I'm not trying to say I'm better or worse than anybody else, because we're all on our own path. It's not a competition with other people, ever, at any point in life. But just as an example, I've prepared for this time subconsciously pretty well, because I've always sought to be open-minded. That's a key part of this time. Being open-minded about how I can improve. And I always seek to be humble about how I can improve. And I think that's one of the most important things during this time, is just making sure that we're seeking to improve And if we're happy with the progress we've made thus far, excellent, let's keep moving forward. If we're not happy with the progress we've made thus far, and certainly there have been many times in my life where I'm like, wow, I'm really not at a good place, I need to change, I need to grow. I mean, even just in recent times, throughout the past year and a half or so, there have been times where it's like, wow, okay, I gotta change, I gotta accept that I'm not where I want to be, where I need to be, and just make the practical changes to do that. So this is a time to be humble. It's a time to not criticize others too much. Constructive criticism is beautiful all around. Destructive criticism, whether it's towards ourselves or towards others, is never a good thing. We're not trying to use all of this power to hurt other people's psyches or to hurt our own psyches. Unless we just want terrible karma and to be in a really bad space, because when we hurt other people, we're actually hurting ourselves, and there's all sorts of law of reciprocity, and just let's the best way to utilize this energy, all of this energy that we have. And again, this is the beginning point. So right here with the new moon, to set the intention for the coming month, and really just for the coming couple years, because again, we're dealing with Mars, at least 2-year cycles. Is to ask ourselves, how do I want to improve? And also, am I surrounding myself with people who are helping me to improve in those particular ways? Am I communicating to myself? Am I aware of how I want to improve? And am I communicating with myself in positive, firm, but gentle, loving ways of how I need to improve? And, sometimes firm but gentle is still like, damn, I'm not doing good enough at this. I need to get fucking better. It's not always like, hey, we don't need to baby ourselves per se. We need to get to the point. But at the same time, there is a sense of, okay, but let's not say I'm not where I want to be, I suck. That's not good. That's not good. It's more like, I'm not where I want to be. This is, okay, I need to analyze, how am I going to improve? Oh, okay, this makes sense. I'm going to do this to improve. Okay, cool. And just continue to look at it practically, chill, no ego, not too much emotion even. Just continuing to build one day at a time. That's what this next month is, and if we utilize this opportunity, which is not going to arise, I mean, ever, really, no transit technically, really repeats itself, as per time, because we're at a completely different point in time, especially here to year 2668, if we're even alive, probably not. But even then, that's going to be a completely different set of circumstances, let alone the fact of time. So this month is such a beautiful opportunity for us to be able to clean, to refine, to improve, to make more efficient for the rest of our lives. That's fucking awesome. And yes, that's true for every lunar cycle, but this is such a grand, we have such an amazing opportunity here to build ourselves practically in great detail, and to help us completely rid ourselves of anything, anyone, any place, whatever that does not serve us. And it really comes down to just free will. And there's going to be so many people, like with every transit, that are just like, meh, I'll get around to it, and then they miss the opportunity. There's no need to freak out. There's no need to overthink it. There's no need to be anxious and go, oh my God, I have to make the most of it. Oh my God, I don't have enough time. No, chill. It's not about that. It's not about that. That's actually kind of playing into the shadow part of all this energy. Being anxious, overthinking, that's not part of it. Really, it comes down to simple things. Okay, how are we structuring our days? Are we seeking to be as healthy as possible? Are we making time, and even if it's just a little bit of time each day, to move, to maybe run, to lift some weights, to something like that? Something to be healthy. Okay, are we doing that? Good. Are we putting good food into our bodies? Okay, good. Are we sleeping enough? And that's something that I'm definitely working on. And again, it all comes down to practical stuff. We'll get to that in a second, but just let's go back to the checklist. Okay, am I learning the skills, and or do I have the skills? And if I have the skills, how can I develop the skills even further for me to succeed professionally in the world, and to feel like I'm providing a unique contribution of value that I feel invested in, that I enjoy, that I love? Okay, good. Am I staying humble? And especially with all this energy opposite Neptune, we'll explore that more in the coming weeks, but this is such a beautiful opportunity to grow spiritually as well. So all of that checklist, and also just one last thing is, am I treating others right, and are others treating me right? Am I surrounding myself with people who are treating me right? That's a good part of it too. But this time is so practical, but this time is also very spiritual. And it's a strange mix, especially when we have the full moon and we have the full moon in Pisces, conjunct Neptune, and then we have all of this Virgo energy. We're uniting our subconscious and our conscious mind over the course of this next month. And it's not always an easy and it's not always a clean process. Sometimes it's a little difficult. It's like, why am I thinking this way? Why am I thinking this way? And we have to get into the depths of it. But as long as we keep asking questions, not obsessing, not like going in circles, going, what am I thinking this way? What am I thinking this way? Like, no, like genuinely, like, okay, I need to sit. I need to breathe. I need to maybe meditate a little bit, clear my mind of conscious wavelengths, of conscious thoughts. To allow the brain to seep into the lower, more chilled out vibrational wavelengths and the theta waves, and try to understand what's going on consciously, but uniting that with my subconscious. We're all going to be experiencing a melding of conscious and subconscious during this time, whether it's a really fun, supportive, helpful, foundational, productive, impactful time, or it's a confusing, negative, self-limiting, basically we have the opportunity here where the universe is like, cool, here are the tools to either make your life a dream or a nightmare. And technically we always have these tools, but during this time especially, it's like, okay, you're going to be able to learn and you're going to be able to implement how to use these tools, and the experiences that you carry with yourself during this time, you're going to be able to carry with you into future times. So it's up to you, again, and that's the beautiful thing about all this, is there's no need to overthink or anything like that, but to be committed to just making sure you're utilizing this time to improve yourself over this next month, and then in the ways that feel right to you, not about how other people think you should live, or how you think other people think you should live, or anything like that. Just, how do I want to live? How do I want to make my life better? How do I want to grow? How do I want to improve? Focus on that, and this next month will change the rest of your life. Truly. Infinite love to you, my friend. Namaste. As always, I'm doing readings. I'm pretty booked for the rest of this week, and I'm starting to book up for next week. But if you're interested in a reading, hit me up. As always, the information for readings is in the About section in the bio section on Instagram, and in the About section of the YouTube video.